my right knee started hurting. And I think I'm going to get an x-ray and an MRI on that. Yesterday, I got into I was in a Discord chat room. It was called, Politics and Religion. And it got very heated. In ways I was not necessarily expecting. Might have been, here we go, yeah, there's still people in that chat room. And there are individuals in there. And as I said, I mentioned Kyle Rittenhouse, and perhaps not, I didn't feel I did things in a way that was vicious, but people are very passionate about that. Leftists in general are very passionate about that. And there is a great divide in reality, and we don't have necessarily a shared reality. And people out there I guess want there not to be any discussion. The only talk they want is talk that verifies their beliefs. Now, Darren wants me to talk about movies, and you know what? I will talk about them as far as the Stoic films are concerned. There's one film that really strikes my my fancy. It's a film called I think it was the 1950s version of Cheaper by the Dozen, and I forget I think it was Clifton. It wasn't Clifton Webb, but he played a time and motions expert, and I would love to be one of those. It reminded me of my grandfather, who used to try to get his children to see how fast they can get ready and dressed, and them ready for school and him ready for work. Grandfather was always faster, and he always wanted to do things much quicker. Now he says Shawshank Redemption and that is a very good film, actually a great film. Another film, I just watched recently was Ghost Town, and it had an important kind of message. But yeah, there are lots of films out there that bring out the stoicism and the nobility. Been thinking a lot. I don't necessarily believe in God, but the first commandment is to love God with all of your heart. And by doing that, you're loving what is right and moral with all of your heart above the earthly things. And because sometimes it's not who's right, but what's right. Oh, sad news. Ronnie Wilson of the Gap Band died. And then now Darren is also mentioning The Unforgiven, a Clint Eastwood film, and my favorite Clint Eastwood movie is still The Outlaw Josie Wells. Although I love The Unforgiven, and I enjoy Million Dollar Baby, and the film that he directed, Mystic River, I also thoroughly enjoyed. So lots of things out there. Well, love thy God. Who is thy God? For me, it's more than for me, it would be the God of all creation, and you should learn. You said never seen Mystic River again. Never need. Yeah, that is a great film. I'm getting kind of intertwined because I thought he said I need to see Mystic River. He said he needs to see Mystic River again. But I want to mention that loving God means loving what is correct and right. And you know when it's right, and you know when it's just your ego that's doing it, and it's a difficult thing. How do you get a cat to pee outside? All cats are different. Now I'm being asked a question. How do you get uh, how do you get cat to pee out of the clothes? Cat was upset. Well, why is the cat upset? A lot of cats have abandonment issues, and yeah, animals are something you have to tend to and spend time with. And if you don't, you can cause their wrath, and that is not a good thing. So animals, um, if you do have animals, it is important to have time. I don't have an animal because with my medical condition and my work, I do not have time to dedicate to an animal, and also my space isn't. So, yeah. Cat is up for rehoming a nickname, Satan. Yeah. So cats, animals. To me, there's nothing better than a loving dog. A good loving dog is the best animal, and it's grippy. Uh, I miss my father's dog. Uh, I wish I could have kept it. I wish someone that I knew could have kept it, but there were things at play that didn't make that happen, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I hope the animal I got is in a good place. I know she's gotten a forever home. I haven't checked up on her. So anyway, what was I gonna get? What was I gonna get back up to? So yeah, doing what's right. That is a difficult thing because we have our drives, and doing what right changes for each person. For technology, certainly we eat more than we have to. Many of us overeat, and that is a struggle. And it's a struggle that's best if you can conquer that when you are young. Uh, Now that I'm older, I have medical complications, and basically, I want to I want to overcome that. I've gotten better, but my main goal is to to basically reverse my diabetes. That would be great. Oh, what kind of dog? Okay, so she asked, what kind of dog? Well, it was um, from my understanding, a Rottweiler Golden Retriever mix. Where is Howard? I don't know where Howard is. And the only reason I don't let Howard on, it's not for me, but I do fear people violating. YouTube has guidelines, and you can kind of understand them. So uh, I do not want to get kicked off of YouTube. And if I get kicked off, I want it to be because of me, not because of someone else. And Howard is certainly welcome to get his own YouTube channel. And I would absolutely, say, hey, Howard's got a YouTube channel. Stay tuned for it. He says some interesting things, and things that I primarily agree probably with about 70 to 80% of what he says. There are things that I disagree with him, and I think they're rather huge. But actually, I like Howard. I don't have a problem with him. But unfortunately, the YouTube, the management at YouTube has restrictions on what you are allowed to say and what you're not allowed. And I will bring her on, and if Darren wants to come in too, he's welcome. So let me bring you both on. See if you both can get on there. We don't have much time, but let's do it. So I'm putting you in. I also put a thing in Discord. And I really don't like it when people change their names on Discord. It just... Political Woodstock. Dude. Angela, how are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing all right. So you are following the Rittenhouse trial. Do you have any opinions on that?
Well, I'm loosely following it. I think there's a number of items where he'll be found innocent. I think it's very possible he'll be found innocent.
That's the way it looks to me. This looks very much like a self-defense case.
Yes, I believe so.
And I believe from what I know about stand your ground, I don't have to read up on it, but I, to a degree, am a self-defense extremist, a person who is aggressed upon has every right to use any means at his disposal to stop the aggression. And
Okay.
I think that Americans should be wary of that, and like some of the emotional displays here. Is the gun that he bought illegal? Even if the gun that he bought was illegal, the way he used it wasn't necessarily illegal. You know what?
I'm listening.
Oh, it was. Can I visit my dog? I haven't asked if I. Darren asked if I could visit my dog, and I haven't asked. But yeah, I mean, to me, people are very emotional about this issue, and I'm not. Even though I think if he is found guilty, I don't think it will be good. And there have been a few self-defense cases where, and he's also, I think, having trouble getting finance, like PayPal and stuff, have been very politically active in this.
Well, they shadow banned him, and I don't think it's going to be good if he's found innocent or guilty. It's going to be a difficult situation when they reach a verdict.
Well, Angela, the problem is we've allowed unhinged lunatics um, to create havoc in this country, and we're not arresting them. To me, when you riot or block the road, that should face serious consequences for your
Well,
behavior.
it should. And if they really want to affect change, they'll be willing to pay the fines or being imprisoned if they really want to start a revolution,
If
which
you
is what I think
if you
which is what I think the woke people that they're trying to start a revolution. How does a revolution start? It starts in violence.
Yes, and that's what they're doing. They said, BLM. One of the leaders said, "We're trained Marxists." So what do you think? And they're trained to disrupt, and they've gotten in. The thing is, these groups have gotten into our establishment and our financial
Yes.
institutions, and they control it. This is a new Cold War, and I think conservatives, not just looking in America, but looking throughout the civilized world, to fight back against these individuals, because wokeism, it's cultivated in America, but it's traveled throughout the world. It's in England, it's in India, it's in parts of South Korea. So there has to be an intellectual pushback against that.
Well, you had to look back to the Arab Spring. I think really that's when it got motivated because if they could do it, then everybody else in the world could do it. Egypt and the other countries that were affected in Arab Spring. Maybe
Well,
I'm not being correct in that. Go
well,
ahead.
they, they've even been more. I mean, like to a degree that they've gotten into the infrastructure of the United States and
Yes.
the infrastructure of the UK. I don't know if they're into the infrastructure of India. And
France. Don't forget France.
yeah, but even France's woke culture is destructive, and
Yes.
America has not gone down that line. And again, this is very anti-American. Something that was anti-American that's been cultivated in America. It's very anti-Western, uh, and it's very anti-intellectual. It's all about uh, it is all about moral authoritarianism and and punishment. And they have turned these individuals have turned the information age into the age of censorship and punishment. These groups have cultivated online, and then they protect themselves by censoring and claiming that others are domestic terrorism. I mean, regardless of how you agree or disagree about the Proud Boys are a response to Antifa. That
No,
is
I understand that.
that is a fact. Without Antifa, there would be no Proud Boys.
It's everyone saying that the other side's the oppressor, where I think if they had a conversation and came to a conclusion that was uh, not extreme, maybe we wouldn't have some of these issues, but we don't live in that world. There's another case, death row case, Julius Jones. He was granted clemency by the clemency court. This was let's see today. This was like Monday, Tuesday. It was a 3 to 4 hour hearing, which I listened in on. I really do not think that he should have been given clemency. What's happening is people are posting little tidbits about his background and the murder that he was involved in, and they're cherry picking. And then all these national actors, musicians are chiming in on it. And it caused a lot of pressure for the court to reconsider the case. Now it's before a governor where he has to say he can be demoted back down to life with parole, and he'll get out. Brian, that man will get out. And I heard the family speak. It was very heartbreaking. And it's obvious that he was involved in this murder. It's bothering me how some people need to stay on death row, and I'm really sticking my neck out here. and they're given a pass. I mean, how did this happen? Because of the woke culture. Concluded.
Woke culture uses gaslights in order to gain advantage, and they also practice in hypocrisy, and hypocrisy and gaslighting is what abusers do, and that is what woke culture does best.
Well said. I mean, how could your friend Howard refute that? He'd have to agree to that.
Well, Howard wouldn't probably agree to that, but he'd go further down the line, and of course, Howard seems to be contrarian on either end, and he sometimes gives me the impression like he will be contrarian often to be contrarian, and not to be agreeable, and that is certain. And,
I think he
that,
likes to play games, different board games. I bet he loved playing Clue growing up. I bet he did.
well, he does
Can
enjoy.
you see him?
He does enjoy playing chess. And
Yes, he does, and he's quite good at it, I might add.
yes, but the game of life and the game of human connection, I don't think he is as good at, because he seems to find fault. And there are times when he is very like where he can be very understanding and
Yes.
mental. So I have mixed feelings. And again, I don't care what he says about me. He's never said anything really that bad about me personally.
No.
The only reason I do not have Howard on is because I for one, I really like doing this. And I
Of
don't
course you
I don't
do.
want to get a strike and have 90 days of
Oh
not doing it.
gosh.
So I enjoy doing my show more than I enjoy Howard on with the possibility of a strike.
Well, I don't think he can be in your what's the word? Your the way you do your show. I don't think he can be in that paradigm because he's so unused to a show. I don't want to say with structure, but there's certain guidelines that you have to abide by. He likes to talk the whole gamut. So all different types. But I mean, I understand why he's not on. I was just wondering where he was. He likes to listen to your show from what I understand.
You know what? And when I'm able to get on Rumble, I will do that. But right now, like, for whatever reason, posting on Rumble is difficult. It's like fuck. Sorry, I didn't want to swear, but it is more difficult. And
It's frustrating, is what you're saying.
yeah,
I haven't tried to be on Rumble yet, but
you have a YouTube.
there's always new social media happening. What about TikTok? You could probably talk inflammatory there if you wanted to. You could curse there. You wouldn't have to worry about well, not like all the time, but yeah,
Well,
if you slip up, it wouldn't be a big deal there.
we have one more guest. We have Debbie's Darren. Darren, how are you, old chap?
Oh, hey.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
I got a new headset, so I don't sound like I'm in a closet.
You
You
absolutely
sound good.
you absolutely sound much better.
Good.
And how are things in Portland? Have they settled down at all?
Oh man, I was telling you a couple weeks ago, a whole bunch of people were down there, and it felt like the same group of people that were there during, the
The Black
7 months of rioting.
Yeah.
And then they destroyed a building, like did $1 million worth of damage, and then they left. Now it's
Oh,
back to
wow.
normal.
Now, let me ask you this, Darren. What do you think the consensus is on support or not support of Antifa?
Well, nobody likes Antifa guys.
Why don't they arrest them and put them in jail?
They take them away and they release them the same day.
Do you
Are the
think?
jails full?
No,
Let me ask you this, Darren. Do you think? Do the majority of the people believe in catch and release?
I have no idea. I just know that we had a guy that was in our hotel making a mess. He seemed belligerent, and then when he went to, they escorted him out finally, and then he like sounded like a totally different person. He goes, "Why are you bringing me in?" He goes, "Why are you bringing me in? They're just going to release me." And he goes, "Just get in the car." And then right when he was about to roll off, he rolled the window down. He goes, "We'll just take you in and book you, and then you'll be out today later." I heard it right there. It's just like, wow,
Oh my
okay, I'm sure
gosh.
I'll see him later.
Call the jail. Call somebody over there. Who's over the jail?
He's
The city
CIA or
council
something.
or the
I don't know
commissioners?
what's going on. I really
Well,
don't.
someone needs to
It's
show up at the commissioners meeting. That's disgraceful.
I told you the guy with the machete. I told you about that, Mr. Midnight Movie?
No, no.
Yeah, there's a guy that's been just tormenting downtown with a machete. Just scaring the hell out of everybody, but he hasn't really done anything. He just grabs this machete. He's really loud and scary. And and I heard about him because several guests. There's a guy down there with a machete. I had to come back. I was scared. I was scared. Over months, he's been doing this, and he pulled up at the front of the hotel zone. And I walk right up to him. I go, "Hey, man!" I go, "This is a hotel spot." He turns off his music. He looks all angry, and he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." He goes, "I had no idea." Shit, you're right. And then I just grabbed his keys. He's in $100,000 Mercedes. He looks like a homeless guy. I go, "It's all right. You can park there for free. Just give me your keys, and you can come when you're done. Just come, and we'll let you go. Give you your key back."
Is this guy from Portland?
I have no idea. Oh, Washington.
Washington State or Washington, D.C.?
Across the river, yeah. Or maybe from Seattle. Who knows?
But, I was listening to Jared Holt just a while ago, and he's a person who has right-wing watch. And he was saying, there are, so-called white supremacists, Proud Boys, and they're not going to take it. And he's standing behind Antifa, and they have Soviet flags waving, and it's like, why is this guy there not doing anything about, like, you're standing with people with Soviet flags. I almost wanted to scream. Like, if I would have been there, I would have wanted to scream with him. Don't you see? There are people there with Soviet flags right behind you.
I've only seen one racist person in the last 3 years anywhere in downtown. So I don't know what the hell's going on. The Proud Boys have stayed at our hotel. The big, huge Trump group. They were fine. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I don't care anymore. I just go to work and try to.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically all you can do. The one thing you can do is spend your money where your values. Spend your money as much as you can where your values are respected. And to me, if one group pays for BLM and another group doesn't, I'm going to go to that other group, because this group doesn't support my values. If they support any kind of critical race theory or woke culture, they don't support my values, and I'm going to spend my dollar. And Americans and civilized people should spend their dollar where they are treated with respect and love. Anything to add before I end the show, Darren?
Nope. I just thought I'd say hi. Test out my new headset.
I'll be honest with you, Darren. I'd love to see you get a show, like get a YouTube channel, and just give out the love you have. I mean, I don't have the same philosophy, but it would be, I think, a really good idea for you to do that, and I would certainly mention it, because I think there's good perspective on that. Whether I don't agree with some of it, but a lot of it I do agree with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, just remember, I was kind of an atheist for 4 or 5 years there, so I know what it feels like. It's important.
I hear you. All right, Darren. Hey guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com.